All right, you guys, I'm back. Hopefully this time it's going to work. I'm Laura with Chocolate to Chocolate Designs. Please say hi when you jump on. Facebook has been glitchy for me for the last like 10 minutes trying to get this video started. So hopefully we can do this project tonight. Please let me know when you guys come back here so that I can say hello to you all over again. If you're just jumping on, I'm going to give you a keyword to type in. With that keyword, you'll be able to get the supply list for all the things that I'm using tonight, if this will work and I'm able to do this project, okay? So let's just hope. Let's hope. Fish is the keyword. You guys try typing that in. Let me see if it got the right video, if things are working correctly now. I don't know. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I'm back. Oh my goodness. Facebook, let me go live tonight. Okay, are we back, you guys? Okay. Sometimes technical issues just happen, and I have no control. And so all we can do is try our best to try again and try again. Maybe third time's a charm tonight, you guys. So when you're jumping on, type fish in the comments. That's the keyword. I want to know that that's working tonight for all of you guys. So please type that in there. And I'm going to try to get all of your messages going again. Hopefully it won't continue to refresh like it was, and we'll be able to do this project. Oh my goodness. It's always something, you guys. It's always something. It won't load my thing. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. All right. Hi, Joni. Hello, everybody. You can hear me now. Okay, good. Hi, Bonda. Hi, Linda. Hello, Darlene and Tammy. Thanks so much for coming back, you guys. Thank you so much. I know how difficult that is for everybody when all of a sudden the whole thing goes awry and you're all buffering and the video's freezing and all of that. So hopefully that doesn't happen anymore. Yay! Hi, Leanne. Hello, everybody. All right, you guys. So you missed the first video. I sang and everything. Darn it. Now I got to sing again. I'm going to sing it again because I love this song, you guys. The transfer we're going to use tonight is called Fishers of Men. A very, very, very awesome, reminiscent of my Sunday school days way back in the day song. And you guys will probably remember this one. I will make you fishers of men. Fishers of men. Fishers of men. You guys know this one. We're going to do something great with this tonight. I can't wait to show you. Everything's going good now. Okay. See, that flusters me every time because I lose my whole train of thought. Okay, so you guys. Oh, thank you, Pam. These are my new jeans that I bought, too, and I'm so excited about these jeans. They're comfy. But you can't see them. Hi, Christina. All right, so you guys, we're going to be using tonight one of these natural napkins. So these come in a 2-pack. We're only going to use one of them. Fish didn't work for you. Did it work for anybody else on this video? It did work for a couple of people, but not everybody. Oh, goodness. All right, Maxine, will you send me a message so I can send you the supply list link? Or heck, why don't I just do this? You guys, for tonight, just in case it doesn't work because things are crazy, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the cart link right there, and I'm going to pin it for those of you who want the supplies. Because what in the world? Oh my goodness. Hopefully it lets me pin it. Okay, it let me pin it. Okay, good. I sound hoarse. Yes, Carol. It has been a windy day outside today. And I've been outside working on the pool some more a little bit. And in here doing a bunch of stuff. And I might be catching something. I hope not. But I just might be. I know John's been sick for a while now, so hopefully I'm not. But, all right, I've got my water, so hopefully that works. All right, you guys, we're only going to use one of these napkins tonight. And we're going to do our whole project on a napkin and then change it up a bit. So what I'm going to start off doing, I would recommend if you have one of the ink mats to use an ink mat for this, okay? Unfortunately, all of our sizes of ink mats are currently out of stock. So if you don't have one, you won't be able to purchase one at this time. But I'm going to show you another way that you can do this without an ink mat and give you a couple of options just so that you know if you don't have one, or I don't know, you caught one over the weekend. Oh my gosh. Are you feeling better now, Kim? So there's a couple of different things that you can do if you don't have an ink mat. One of those is to pick up a mat similar to this one. Now, this is not a Cricut one. Oh no, this is not a Cricut one. This is just a cheap one. And I even think that you can get these at like the Dollar Tree or other places like that. They don't have to be expensive. So if you don't have an ink mat, one of these Cricut cutting mats will absolutely work and do the same thing for you. And you can clean them in the same way that you do our ink mats, okay? So if you happen to have these lying around, you can absolutely use one of these. If you don't have one of those and you don't have an ink mat, we're going to grab a piece of cardboard. And this is really important, you guys, that you have something under your napkin before you do this, or your shirt, or anything else that you're doing, in any other textile that you have. You really need for your textile to be tight on your surface. With the ink mat, it has a stickiness, so it's going to hold it down, and you can pull it, and you can pull it tight, and then it holds it down with that stickiness. When you don't have an ink mat or one of those Cricut mats, you can take a piece of cardboard just like this. And if you guys don't have these, I highly recommend these as well. These clippy things from the Dollar Tree. You get like 8 of them in a pack for $1.25. And I'm just going to fold this over. Now, I don't need the entire napkin today. We're actually going to cut this napkin down. But if you're not going to cut your napkin down, then grab a piece of cardboard that's the right size for you. And I'm going to clip this at the top. Now, I have tons of these, or at least I used to, of these clips. Well, I got plenty of clips, you guys. It's not sticky, but this will still work. This will still work. What you're going to do is once you've got that clip down on that end, you're going to pull this as tight as you can possibly get it and fold it around your cardboard. So you want to get this tight, you guys, as tight as you possibly can. Pull that taut and then clip it again. And if you don't have these little clips from the Dollar Tree, no big deal. You guys have probably all got some of these laying around in your office space, little binder clips. They will also work. So just try to pull it as tight as you possibly can. The thicker your cardboard, the easier this is going to be. But just in case you don't have, you guys, we don't always have the exact tools to do the jobs that we want them to do. So you work with what you've got sometimes. All right, let's clip this end. Pull that as tight as I can get it. Carol says you could also use thumbtacks. That would work as well. And again on this side, and I want to get that big old wrinkle out of the middle of this if I possibly can. Okay, so do with it what you can. Make do with what you've got. And figure out how to make it work for you, okay? So for this particular project, I think that this is going to work out just fine, but I've got that pulled tight on there, okay? Hi, Victoria. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take our transfer out of the package, and I'm going to lay this down on this surface without fuzzing it first, okay? Because this is a textile, and when you have a textile, you don't want to fuzz your transfer. It's already got plenty of lint right here on that natural napkin, okay? So we'll just grab our transfer here. These are reusable, sticky silkscreen transfers. If you're new to my page, you can wash them and reuse them over and over and over again. And I'm going to put this right in the middle here. Of course, if it's not in the middle on this one for this project, it doesn't really matter too much. And then we're just going to press this down. So now what you're trying to avoid is that material underneath your transfer from moving as you're swiping your paste across. Bonda asks, do I know if there's another drop before the 11th? Bonda, usually If I get a heads up, it's only a day or two. They don't give me that much information ahead of time. So even, and then if we want it to show immediately, even us as leaders, we've got to overnight it to be able to show it. Or do a 2-day shipping. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. I've actually caught my hand on this once and ripped them out of my ears already today, but that's how it goes. All right, so we've got that pressed down really well. We're going to use 3 different colors of blue to do this project tonight. And they're classics that we have had on our site for quite some time, and they are currently all in stock. Yeah, happy Mother's Day to all of you guys. Yes, happy Mother's Day weekend, you guys. We're going to be using Cadet as our darkest blue. We're also going to be using Colonial Blue and Ocean Mist. So we have a set here of 3 different shades of blue to do this project. Could you put tape on cardboard like we do to hold small pieces down? I wouldn't recommend that, because even the tape is going to have some give, and you really want it to be pulled as tight as you can. Now, if you pull this around the cardboard and you use tape on the back side, you could do that, but I certainly wouldn't roll your tape and try to stick it down. All right, so we're going to open up all of our paste jars. Cadet. You have nursery duty at church on Sunday. Oh man, Carol, I bet you're just so upset about that, and that you are dreading the day when you have to sit in there with all of those little babies and their cuteness and get all those little baby snuggles. That sounds absolutely horrifying. Enjoy every moment of it. I know you will, girl. I was kidding, you guys. That was total sarcasm. Total sarcasm. Who doesn't love the babies? Who doesn't just love the babies? I know Carol does. Hi, Rose. It's going great. How are you? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start up here at the top. And I always want to work my way from the farthest away from me to the closest to me when I'm doing my project. And so what I think I'm going to do is do the entire top part, all of those words, with that Colonial Blue. We're going to make this one a fairly easy and quick project tonight, but you guys are going to love it. I'm doing great, Rose. Thank you, Ruth. All right, so we're going to do Colonial Blue on the top, and we're just going to pick up a bunch on our squeegee here, and we're not going to press down hard. That's a big key to doing this particular project as well. If you press down and change all those diapers and having to crawl on the floor and then crawl on the couch to be able to get back up. Oh, Carol. We don't want to press down hard, because what can happen is if you're pressing your paste through your transfer, you can cause that paste to then seep out underneath it, especially on a textile where there's a lot more lint on there and it's going to stick a lot less than what it would to, say, something like glass, okay? So we're just going to go ahead and put our paste on here, and then we're going to squeegee it across. And what we're not going to do is press it in there. We're just going to let it fall into that silk screen. So I'm very, very, very light-handed, but with an abundance of paste on my squeegee. Try to make as few passes as you possibly can. Then we're going to offload our squeegee. All that excess paste right there goes back in our jar. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Cadet. You're right, Joanne. And then we're going to come back through one more time, this time with it straight up and down, and we're just going to scrape off that excess and put that back in our jar to use later. So again, the fewer passes you can make on here, the better. And we don't want to press down hard. All right, so that should give us a pretty darn good transfer with that color. Now I'm going to grab out some of my mini squeegees that I cut in half. Let's pull this up first, you guys. Let's relieve this paste from here and see how well I did. Okay, so there's a couple spots where it didn't get in there far enough. Now we can lay it back down and we can come back in with more paste and just check those spots and redo those places where it wasn't dark enough. So you're better off to do a little bit at a time. Oh, thank you so much for the stars. Do a little bit at a time and then pull up and check it. And then you can lay it back down and you can put more paste through if you need to. I am not getting the top of that F on follow for some reason. And it could also be because this paste jar has been around for a while. And it's probably a little thicker than what I should be using it as right now. There we go. We're getting it. Oh, goodness. Thank you, Carol. So just pulling it up, checking for any spots that we missed or that aren't dark enough. And we're just going to do them again and again and again until we get it dark enough that we're content with how much paste is on there, okay? I'm watching it, you guys. Again. Well, I can't seem to get that to go through there. And it might be because of the wiggle room of those clips, too. Goodness. You guys. All right, I've just about got it to where I think it's good. Couple more spots here, and then that Matthew. Oh, that actually came through really well. It will not go through that one spot right there. All right, either way, I love how it is. So you guys can see this is an older jar that needs a little bit of work, okay? All right, let's go ahead and go with the other colors here. And we're going to start doing these fish. And I'm just going to kind of pick some fish, and I'm going to do some of them in colonial blue, some of them in that cadet, and some of them in ocean mist. And there's no rhyme or reason to anything that I'm doing here. I'm just picking the fish. You could even hot mess this right here if you wanted to. Heck, I think I'm going to get sloppy and let some of the fish have multiple colors. Because why not? It doesn't have to be perfect, y'all. No table dance, Carol. It's not going to happen, girl. So who was it yesterday? Ooh, seafoam green would be gorgeous. Who was it yesterday who was telling me that they had frogs in their pool? Because let me tell you what, you guys. Today, I was out there working on that pool, and I'll be darned, 2 frogs in my pool today. One of you said it, and then it happened. And you kind of set me up for it. You kind of set me up for it. Unfortunately, they were stuck in my filter, and they didn't make it. All right, let's put the rest of that in here with that cadet and see what we get. Thank you. Oh my gosh, Carol. Oh, that was a big chunk. I am not trying to do each individual fish, you guys. I'm kind of wanting to blend them a little bit so that all these fish kind of have a variety of color to them. somebody posted something in the VIP group about sharks in New Orleans. I don't even know. I only caught a little bit of it. I think that was spam, wasn't it? There aren't really sharks heading to New Orleans, are there? Toads and snakes, the occasional scorpion. Oh no, no scorpions. I've never seen a scorpion in my life. That would freak me out to see a scorpion. All right, you guys, I'm going to come back in one more time with this bit of ocean mist and just give these guys a little bit more blending of some different colors. And let's hope that we've got this whole thing going on now. Did we get it? Because I can't tell. If so, I missed it. You guys tell me if we had a stars party, because it's not saying no. All right, we're going to lift this up. Oh boy. Okay, you guys, this looks amazing. I love it. Here we go. With all of the fishies swimming. Oh my goodness. Let me show you guys what this looks like. I love this transfer. I feel like it doesn't even need anything else. Florida scorpions are small. They're mostly pine trees, but once in a while, they'll make it into your pool. No! Okay. Because it went off. It was a stars party? Oh, it's still showing activate stars party. Timed out. It's showing me it timed out, Pam. Stars party, stars party. We almost got a stars party. I sang the fishy song for you today. All right, you guys, let's take a look at how this looks. Follow me and I will make you fishers of men. Look at how stinking cute that is. Oh my goodness. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We want to dry this up first before we do anything else. Even before we take it off of this board. Because if we happen to fold it in on itself or anything like that, then some of this paste can transfer from one area to another and smudge your design. Now, I use paste on this. You can use ink on this as well. And I don't plan, this is going to be wall decoration even though I used a natural napkin. So I have no plans at all to ever wash this, which is why I went ahead and used paste. Now, you can use ink, and then you can heat set this and still hang it up as wall art. So either one will work for a project like this, whatever you want. Whatever you want to do. All right, you guys, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and take off my clips. Simple and easy project tonight. You guys, fish is the keyword. If you haven't typed that in there yet, please do that. And we've just got this right now on this natural napkin. Okay, now you could absolutely put this on napkins, and you can use these at your kitchen table if you want to. But tonight, we're going to frame it. We're going to frame it. So what I have over here is one of our everyday frames. And we went ahead and decorated this for Easter, but you guys, it's not Easter anymore. And I'm not going to remove this design because I don't need to tonight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this piece off of here. pull this board out. Just by lifting up on these little hanger pieces here. And I got to use a tool because I'll break my nails if I don't use a tool. And we're just going to pop that right out of there. Okay, and then once we've got that popped out of there, I can use this as my guide for cutting this. So I'm going to line this up. I can see underneath it where it's going to land, where it's going to fall. Now I know my design is centered in there. Now you want this transfer out with me. And I'm just going to take my, oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use my tool. Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? You guys know I love this thing. I don't know why it makes me so happy, but even now it still makes me happy. The rotary cutter. I love the rotary cutter. And we're just going to go ahead and cut this material just outside of that frame so we can kind of wrap it around. I love this thing so much, and yet I still struggle with it every time to get it cut all the way. Now, what you can do, too, is these scraps here of this natural napkin, you could save these scraps, and you could use this burlap to make bows. And let's say we've got a transfer on the site that's got a pattern on it. Maybe you want, I don't know, bumblebee checkered or something like that. You could put the pattern on the scrap pieces and then turn these into bows to use on other projects. Or just cut these into strips, and then you've got burlap bows that you can use for projects as well, which you guys know, come fall, you're going to want a burlap bow on everything. So don't throw away these scraps. You're a crafter, and you're supposed to hoard it all. Or tags, yes! Bows or tags. Save it. Save it, ladies. I'll probably cut this into strips to have for burlap bows as soon as the live is over with, or maybe tomorrow morning, just so that I've got them. All right, you guys, now here's what we're going to do. We're going to grab our frame. We're going to grab our piece of burlap. What? I'm doing it upside down. Oh my goodness. Grab our frame. We're going to grab our piece of burlap. And we're going to put this back in here. And we're just going to kind of pull at those edges a little bit. I could have waited to cut this thing too until I had it already around. You don't think I left enough edge on there? You might be right, Carol. But I'm a miracle worker when it comes to this kind of stuff. So I will make it happen. I should have waited to cut it. Ah! Okay, so listen, I cut it prematurely. I should have just put it in there first and then cut it afterwards. But there's always, where there's a will, there's a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. So, try this on for size. Try this on for size, you guys. How about we just put a couple of little pieces here on the back side to hold that in, because I should have cut it a little bit more. Left myself a little bit more wiggle room there. And I'm still going to take this and I'm going to pull it tight on here. I will make it work. Because that was my error. I still learn things every time, you guys. My do's and what not to do's. my to-dos and what to not to-dos. And remember, the top and the bottom of this are going to be covered up just slightly, so you can have that tape showing on the front just a little bit. It's all right. It's all right. I'm not perfect either. Sometimes I make mistakes, and I shouldn't have cut that quite so short. Doesn't mean it's not still going to look absolutely wonderful. All right, here we go. Laura, stop. I'm not stopping nothing. I'm making it happen. I'm doing it, and I'm doing it, and I'm doing it well. You can see the bunny. Oh, you can see the bunny. Okay. All right. You can see the bunny. You can see the bunny. I will stop. I'll do it again. Y'all, see, this video started off all strange, and it was like my warning. That was my warning. And it scatterbrained me all up, made me all flustered, and now I'm not thinking it through. But we're still going to make it happen. And it's still going to look fantastic. All right, y'all. Hi, Doris. Here we go. Let's go ahead and put it in there now that it's been taped down. You guys are supposed to learn from my mistakes too. So when I make a goof, it's still a learning experience for all of you guys for what nots to do's. Man, this thing goes in here tight. Thank you, Christine. Everybody gets excited and tries to get my attention. Stop, stop, stop. Well, you guys. I think we're good. I think we're good right there. I'm going to go ahead and clip this thing down. I got a couple parts that I have to work on. But there we have it, you guys. What do you think? Like, it's simple, but it's gorgeous. And that right there is a fantastic piece to have hanging on the wall. It doesn't need a bow. It doesn't need anything extra with it. You don't need to rhinestone it all up. Just like that, that's wall decor. Just like that, and it's traditional, and it's timeless, and you need not do anything else to this. And that's what I love about some of our transfers, is that they don't need all the hype. They really don't. They say it all just with the words and the design. And you can put it on anything. And it's just going to work. And this is one of them. This is one of those timeless ones that you can do, oh, so many great things with. So you guys, that's it. It's so simple and so easy. And then we've got that burlap background there, which just looks fantastic. And gives it a whole different appearance, right? So you guys, that's our project for tonight. I hope that you love it. Fish is the keyword for tonight. Now, you guys, if you're already a Perks member, check your account, because Chalk has decided that they're going to give you an early Mother's Day present, and you have got product credit waiting for you if you didn't use that already today. So check your account. You've got $10 in product credit to use if you were a Perks member before yesterday. It would be cute with fish on the border. Yes. Yes, that would be cute. I even thought about making a fishing pole, but I couldn't find anything that was bendy enough to make it work for me. But I think it looks fantastic just the way that it is. And you could always put like a cup or something right next to this that's got a little fishing pole in it and some accessories to go along with the sign if you're going to put it on a table. That would look fantastic as well. So you guys, thanks so much for watching. A simple, easy, very fast project tonight. I'm sure you learned some to-dos and some not to-dos. I should try inking jeans and show other people how beautiful it looks. Ooh. Okay. Really though, Wendy, you don't need to do anything spectacular with this one. Nothing extraordinary, like extraordinary, because this is perfect just the way that it is. But there are definitely more things you could do even with just the fish on here. But yeah, so stinking cute. All right, you guys, if you have any questions, comments, concerns about anything, please send me a message and I will get back with you as quickly as I can. Most likely tomorrow because I need to go to bed. And I'll see you guys back here again tomorrow at 9:30 Eastern Time. Oh, that's another great idea, Pam. A little fishing net draped on here. Yes! That would be so cute. That's right, Carol. It tells it all. It tells it all. All right, you guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys back here again soon, okay? Bye, everybody.